is Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about indirect bonding. What's the difference between indirect bonding and direct bonding? What do the trays look like? How does the process work? I'm just going to show you a simulation setup that I got from Global, which is one of the companies I work with for IDB. So the way it works with Global is it works similar to how it works with white label aligners. I basically call them a white label design company for IDB. So you're gonna send them your photos, and I actually have a demo video. I'm gonna create a playlist all about IDB and I'll mash it together. But if you can't find it, let me know. You can always, first of all, if you want an intro to Global, it's pretty much an intro only invite thing. They wanna make sure you have some experience. So I usually vet my doctors first before I refer them to Global. There are other companies you can do IDB with. There's many other ones, but just the price point and the accuracy of Global is just so perfect right now that I'm pretty much funneling most of my referrals that direction, unless someone else can show me that they can do something similar for the same price, same accuracy, and same quality. There were some other companies I was working with before, but they stopped doing the preview. So they say that they're doing it digital bracket setup, but they won't give you the preview. And to me, if I don't get to see the preview and preview the brackets on the teeth, because there's always sometimes some give and play here. You know, you're like, hey, I mean, this looks perfect to me. And by the way, when you get this, you'll be able to look at the top, the bottom, the left, the right, you know, spin it around and everything like that. I'm just showing you one static image. But sometimes, you know, you had not something else in mind. Like, let's say, for example, this was actually transposed and we were having to put it here and move that there. I don't know, because I don't have the CBCT. This is not my patient. I got this patient from Global. They gave it to me and said they had a release on it and I could share it. So if so, then my bracket positioning on this and this is going to differ than if this goes here and this goes there, right? For example. So it is very accurate digital bracket placement. The way it's going to work is you're going to pay, it's about $350-ish. That includes 3M Unitac brackets, the trays, the digital bracket placement, the approval, and all that process. Everything's included. The only thing you're going to need is the etch, the prime, the bond to put it on, right? And all that stuff. And then, of course, the wires and the consumables, you know, you're going to need that. And you obviously need to know what you're doing. At that point, all they're doing is working with experienced doctors who know something about IDB or who are working with a consultant like StraightSmile Solutions. Obviously, this is not a case that I would recommend for someone just starting IDB. You want to be picking pretty simple cases. This is not a simple case. But yeah, I would never do IDB with a company that doesn't show you the digital preview, and make sure that I've seen some that do digital previews and they're just still not putting them on right. So I don't know whether it's not being done digitally or someone's not doing the settings right. So it's really important to proof and preview. And also the nice thing is you can see if you're going to need bumps. I mean, clearly here you're probably going to need some bumps, right? Or you can put in some type of bite turbos or something like that, but you can see that there's going to be collisions. And I appreciate knowing that in advance. You know, sometimes you might just start on one arch, sometimes you're going to do both and do some temporary bite bumps. Just remember, posterior bite bumps actually makes your bite deeper over time. Anterior bite plate might be a better option here. So many different options. But anyways, if you want to hear more about IDB, please do message me at StraightSmileSolutions.com or on any of our social channels, or you can email us at info@StraightSmileSolutions.com if you want an introduction to Global. We'd be glad to check it out and see if you're a good candidate for that. What else? If you're interested in learning how to do straight wire, we do have a straight wire course. It is digital. Price point for one doctor, one office is about $1,000, and includes a kit and everything like that, and demonstration videos, feedback, all that. So pretty cool stuff to get started. It's pretty much the most affordable, comprehensive course out there, and we're not just about anterior movement only, 6-month movement only, or anything like that. We're about comprehensive, getting things right. And just to compare apples to oranges, remember that IDB with 3M Unitac brackets means that you're actually getting torque, you're getting high quality. These are the same brackets that orthodontics use. These are not a joke. You're going to pay a little bit more if you want ceramic. They're not composite brackets. They're much higher quality. So it's pretty exciting stuff that you guys can now do some great work. So, and this is the same technology and the same software that orthodontists use when they want to do IDB. Yes, a lot of orthodontists do IDB because it frees up their chair time. Because otherwise the ortho has to sit there and place it in the chair. If they approve the bracket placement digitally, and there's an approval process that goes with this, then you've already approved the bracket placement. In most states, in this case, then the team can put the brackets on, like cure, everything like that, and the ortho will just check on the way out. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you what your Dental Practice Act is in your state, but that's how it works in my state. That's how it worked. If we did IDB, then the team could go ahead and put them on, and we just need to check, which is like saves me a ton of time, because at 4 p.m. on a Friday, if I've got 4 cases going, it just makes things a lot easier. And then, it makes patients happier because you can have more convenient appointments for them. So a lot of orthos do IDB, and use the exact same software. So, and honestly, if you're, even for me, having done IDB versus non-IDB cases, I will save easily 3 months by doing IDB, because as much as I'm pretty good at putting brackets correctly, sometimes when you're light curing, they get bumped or whatever, or your assistant bumps them, or sometimes, you're having to stand on your head to see this one back here, it's really hard. So you try to get them on perfect, but sometimes they're not. But if you do IDB, it's just a transfer tray, so they all go on perfect, and you're going to save so much time in the case. So highly recommended. All right, hopefully this was helpful. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks.